There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing? I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know.
Tell Josh that
Go
I
to
think.
safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I would
Tyler
be in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You don't usually get a stop tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stop. It's called Better Futures, a stop for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I am your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
This is Nnamdi Asamoah. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better, and kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
They'll challenge your authority. They'll try to break your will. They'll push you to the edge of your sanity. Because that's what kids do. But this car is your territory, not theirs. Defend it. Who makes the payments? Who cleans it? Who drives it? You do. That too. And in here, your word is law. So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch. Until you hear that click. Never give up until they buckle up. Message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. For more information, visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup.
Let's go inside the mind of a 10-year-old.
I should have worn those earrings today. I like those earrings. Gabby has those awesome earrings. I need to ask her where she got those, but that's just what she would want me to do. I'll have Michaela ask her for me.
Buckle up, Sarah.
Yeah, but then Michaela will be like, why don't you just ask her yourself? That's just like Michaela.
Sarah, buckle up.
Michaela's such a great name. I wish I was called Michaela. There's like a dozen Sarahs in my class.
Hey, we're not hitting the road until you buckle up, honey.
Oh yeah, seatbelt. I forget sometimes because my brain is like busy, you know? I wonder if there's pizza at school today.
Sometimes it can be tough to get through to your kids, but it's not impossible. Always make sure they're wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Remember, you have the keys, you have the power. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Cause that's the bottom line. The Stone Cold said so.
Everybody dies. Because I'm better than you, and you know it. Woo! with Alex Lowe's, Josh Silverberg, and Lyle Gillen.
Well, I'm here. Oh, okay, he's here.
I am here. Don't never doubt me.
Yeah, this is what happens when I literally get. Oh, well, technically, I mean, I did get this 5 minutes ago. The post all the shows and the post show and stuff like that. Okay, did I do it? Okay, I shared the post. You are listening and watching us on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network and on bodyslam.net. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the only wrestling talk show here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, Off the Mat. Joining you every Friday, sometimes from 5:30 to 7, sometimes 6 to 7, yada, yada, yada. We know that. So, Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this evening on the eve of WrestleMania. I am Josh Silberg, your host. With me at this time, Mr. Lyle Gillen. How are you doing, sir?
I am wonderful.
Really? I'm surprised.
I am very delightful.
It's WrestleMania weekend. I'm surprised.
Yes, well, it's WrestleMania weekend, but there was some great wrestling on tonight, and then pretty much there's nothing else good. So it'll pretty much be I'm sorry, actually, I'm wrong. You're right. WrestleMania is on. It's the greatest show of the year.
Their set is cool though this year. The set is awesome. If you didn't see it yet, the set is so cool.
It's WrestleMania. Nothing's better than WrestleMania.
Well, the set. I'm saying the set.
Exactly, me too. Everything about it. It's WrestleMania.
Haha, April Fools, you're funny. So anyway,
no, I'm serious. I really can't even keep a straight face. I'm sorry.
I already spoiled it.
You did. You little jerk. I was gonna do that the entire show. I was gonna blow them the entire show, and then you out of nowhere, you blew it.
Yeah, well,
what you did, you little jerk.
Yeah, well, tendency sometimes it does happen. By the way, if you did hear us there. Really quick before we get, we're going to get into the Triple H news, of course, and we're going to preview WrestleMania and all that stuff. But before we get to that, can I talk about the Nnamdi Asomugha ad that we have? Nnamdi Asomugha played football in like 10 years.
Wait, hold on. I did not hear that. What?
One of the ads that we have, it's, hi, I'm Nnamdi Asomugha, cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles. He hasn't played football in like 10 years. I think it's great. And I gotta know what those earrings are at this point. I mean, yes, exactly, Speedy, where he was absolutely dreadful, and that completely ruined the Jets offseason in 2011 because they went all in on Nnamdi Asomugha and they let all their other guys walk in for agency and didn't resign them, and they didn't even sign Asomugha, and then they overpaid for Antonio Cromartie, and that screwed up everything. Yes.
Yep, I remember that.
That's exactly what I was at the. I think I was at the movies when I saw the Asomugha signing going to the Eagles. And I was like, well, great. Now we're going to have to overpay for Cromartie. And they completely did. But that's besides the point. Alex Lowe's is not here tonight, and he will not be here next week. So it is just going to be, yes, I remember that the Dream Team.
Glorious.
No. You leave the poor kid alone. The poor kid was, by the way, congratulations to him. He got a brand new job. He has a new job now, working in production, actually, at a local, I believe, news station down in Florida. So good for him. It's awesome. Very happy that he's gotten that. He is working the graveyard shift. So I think he's working, 11 p.m. to like 6 a.m. or something like that. Then he comes up and he goes to bed. So it's like, for him, it's like cool. Everything like that, so it's not too bad, I guess. I get when you're starting out in this industry. I mean, that's generally what you're going to get. Like it's a tough business. So, but I mean, trust me, I have a bachelor's in journalism. I completely know about that. It's an extremely tough, and especially I was multimedia journalism, and let's be real here, newspapers today are dying, and everything is going on Twitter, and everything is being put online, and it's impossible. So it's just a really tough situation. But good for Alex, very happy for him, but he will not be with us this week or next week, so it'll just be Lyle and I. So we before we get to that, here's how you can download the Worldwide Sports Radio Network app. You download it on your iPhone, type in WSRN on the Apple Store. If you have an Android, you go to the Google Play Store, you type in Worldwide Sports. Check us out on worldwidesportsradio.com. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, and also don't forget to check out one of the best wrestling inside news websites out there, bodyslam.net. They do another unbelievable job. Love partnering up with them. So double dose of, putting it out there for WWSRN and bodyslam.net. But let's get to it, Lyle. Obviously, before we get to WrestleMania, we did get the news this week that Triple H is retiring. Obviously, with his heart condition and everything of that sort, and it really, he was really the last man standing from the Attitude Era, because when you look, that was still wrestling. Because who else was still wrestling?
Hardy?
No. I'm talking like the main, like the big monster faces.
I would say he was.
Hardy was tag team.
Yeah, but he was still pretty goddamn over.
He was over. But I'm talking Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Triple H, The Rock, Kurt Angle.
I think Jeff Hardy definitely counts as still being the last dinosaur from the Attitude Era. You can even, like, I would say Edge too.
Edge, no, listen.
He was not a big single guy then, but like he's an Attitude Era guy that is still wrestling.
What I'm getting at is the point of, yes, they were faces for the Attitude Era, but I'm talking massive megastars that helped get WWE past WCW. Triple H was one of those guys, with Stone Cold, with The Undertaker, with The Rock, with Kurt Angle, and everything like that. Chris Jericho was another one too, but I'm talking like guys that would fight for the WWF Championship on a weekly basis that were in the mega storylines. Listen, the Hardys were one of the best tag teams in the business at the time. Edge was an up-and-coming superstar title. He was fighting for the IC title and all that stuff. Chris Jericho, same thing. But when I think of Attitude Era, I don't really think Jeff Hardy's name. And also, Jeff Hardy, to me, started to get bigger when it got to as a singles competitor when the Ruthless Aggression Era started happening. That was when he started to take off as a singles competitor. That's like if you go back to the Attitude Era matches, you're going to see the same faces for the championship. And Triple H to me was a guy that, I mean, let's call it like it is. I mean, everybody thought once the thing with the click happened, he was doomed. And he overcame it. Obviously, it helps when you marry the boss's daughter. Helps to an extent. But I'm not gonna say
he was up all night. I know it has nothing to do with that, but
yeah, it's the thing that Triple H also did was, the NXT brand, the black and yellow brand.
He developed AEW.
That exactly right. his name is all over pretty much AEW's roster at this moment. It's crazy, but it is. But in all reality, is even before AEW was a thing, NXT was the hottest brand in North America at the time when the black and yellow brand started coming about. The takeover Brooklyn, it was a huge risk Triple H took with doing this. And you and I can attest to this. We would leave Barclays Center every summer, the night before SummerSlam, and say, who cares what SummerSlam does the next day? That's not going to top that. It's not. And it's, to me, Triple H did an unbelievable job at building that black and yellow brand. And of course, it's, what's happened now, obviously, is NXT 2.0 and everything like that. It's not the same anymore. It's not. But he also helped, there were superstars in that brand that were they were big name guys on the indie scene, but not everybody knew about them. That was a big thing. Not everybody knew about Kevin Owens. Not everybody knew about Sami Zayn. Obviously, you have the indie fans that did, but the mainstream fans, I'm saying, didn't know. They became household names. You could go on and on. I mean, Adam Cole has gone on record as saying that Triple H and Shawn Michaels are his name was big, but Adam Cole has gone on record as saying, I'm not this uber over guy today, if not for Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I mean, Triple H literally gave Adam Cole the keys to the NXT castle for how long was he champion for? I think over a year.
400 and something days.
Yeah, it's so when you look back at that, Malachi Black is another one. Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, the Undisputed Era alone was huge.
The
All throughout the rest of
Undisputed Elite.
What happened?
The Undisputed Elite.
No, God. Well, they can't even. It's so funny because they can't even do any of that stuff anymore. It's like so funny. Although Kyle O'Reilly 100% was 100. I'm still trying to figure out if Kyle O'Reilly was trying to be funny in the ring when he sat down, or he was legit not feeling well because he legit drank too much before he went out there.
I think it was just trying to be funny.
I don't know. He looked in really bad shape. Because I've been there before. Like, that's how I would be. It was like, wow.
Or maybe he's been there before and he knows how to act.
By just sitting in the middle of the ring in front of a ton of fans on national television and saying, I feel good and crouching into a ball. I don't know. But it's in reality, Triple H made NXT to the brand. I mean, you have FTR. Think about, all that has come out of NXT and really they've become mainstream big superstars for not just WWE, of course, but AEW. I mean, it's a huge testament to what Triple H has done. What are your thoughts in you remembering Triple H? Because I know you were a big fan of Triple H growing up.
Yes, I was. I love Triple H. He's one of my favorites. I think we kind of knew it was happening. He couldn't wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
When it originally broke, and then we just never heard from him again. To the extent of what he can and cannot do, I don't know. I don't know if they want no stress on him, and that's why he's not involved in NXT anymore. But if he can still work in that capacity, and they took him off NXT, then that's still on them, and that's a terrible decision. If they took him off because he can't have stress and can't be in that kind of environment, then I'm more understanding. But
of course,
it sucks that he's gone. It really does. You and me saw his last WrestleMania match, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. We also saw Undertaker's last win undefeated at WrestleMania.
The last time he was undefeated.
Yes. So
the only good thing about that pay-per-view.
Yes, I would 100% that match was the only really unbelievable match. But like I said, and I know, and I did get what you were meaning by Jeff Hardy and Jericho and those guys. But when you instantly think Attitude Era, there's a couple of names that just pop into your head. Like Austin is one, Taker, Rock, Michaels, Triple H, Kurt Angle, those are the huge. And then they moved on to the Ruthless Aggression era where Cena came in, and then Brock came in, and everything like that. But it really, wish nothing but the best for Triple H. And here's the thing, and Lyle can tell this with anybody. When AEW first came out, I was still trying to be the flag bearer for the black and yellow brand. When we were doing Big Time Breakdown,
you were.
And I
remember that.
I was very loyal to NXT. I was very loyal. From what they were, which was, I mean, let's be real. Triple H got that performance center built. He was one of the head
More or
guys
less, yeah.
to do that.
Pretty much.
And he did all the scouting. He found a lot of the talent. And, you know, to me, I used to be so excited to go to take over Brooklyn every summer. That was, I got tickets to Brooklyn to take over and SummerSlam. So I'm like, yeah, good for you. Take over
some money.
Take over is plenty fine for me. I don't need.
Remember how good NXT Takeover in New York was?
Oh my god! I mean, his fingers were all over that. That was Triple H. I
Yeah.
mean, that was, in my eyes, and I'm not even saying this to be biased because we were there. You can make the case that was the best takeover in the history of NXT. Now there have been good ones.
I think it's up there.
It's definitely. I mean, you had so many different. I mean, just the first match alone, the tag team match with Ricochet and Aleister Black against the War Raiders. That alone started the night.
Yeah.
I mean, that, you know, I mean, it's crazy because two of those guys are not tag team wrestlers. Well, they were not at the time. But Triple H made things work. And the thing was, he had the right guys around him. He had William Regal around him.
Mm-hmm.
He had Shawn Michaels around him. He had Matt Bloom around him. So he had the right people in his circle to help create the masterpiece that was of NXT. And then, of course, AEW came and it wiped it out. Call it like it is. It wiped it out and it just changed the entire dynamic. And it sucks because I do miss NXT, the black and yellow. I miss the takeovers. Like tomorrow's takeover is at 1:00. I mean, to me, this is what they're doing now. You're asking the fans to go to takeover at 1:00 tomorrow,
and then go to
Wrestlemania. And then go to Mania after.
Yeah,
and you know, like that. To me, that's not NXT takeover. Like that's not. It's
not even a takeover.
It's essentially putting an event.
No, they don't even have the name takeover on it. It's just NXT Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, that's it. And once again, and COVID, I think massively hurt NXT too.
When you exposed NXT to not having a crowd and the way that WWE portrayed their crowd, it exposed a lot of flaws in their product.
Yeah,
it exposed what the product was by itself and boring. It really dulled it down, made it not very good. The in-ring product bell to bell was still fine, but the way that product was portrayed in COVID definitely took a lot of steam away from it. I think that, especially when you compare it to how AEW went out there and they portrayed themselves during the pandemic where they had no crowd. They had people that were wrestling on dark around ringside, making noise and still keeping something there. It was definitely a different environment that they definitely cheated the system a little bit, if that's the right words to use, and gave them a little bit of an edge.
I just want to open up with the comments and everything.
I have Body Slam open right now.
All right, perfect. I'm going to have Facebook open as well. So, but yeah, to Triple H, Paul Levesque, man, thank you for everything. Seriously, you did a lot in this industry, in the ring and outside the ring as well. It's sad, and I feel that NXT is not NXT. It's not NXT anymore, and to me, it sucks. But you know, like I said, things happen. Money gets tight, budgets get cut. We know, you know, this is an industry where it always happens. So yeah, I mean, like I said, but that was just like you said, we expected it. It was going to happen. But you know, I mean, it sucks when I guess it sucks when you hear it.
Yeah,
when you know
it
it's done. You know, so like, but let's get really quick. You're watching Ring of Honor. You're gonna watch Ring of Honor tonight, though.
After the Islander Range game, I will be watching it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be tuning in
Live.
Yeah, so I'll be tuning in live. I'm gonna have the Ranger game on my phone, and then I'm gonna have ROH going on the TV. It's gonna be a great show. I mean, I'm curious who Tully Blanchard's new client is.
I know who it is, but I'm not going to say it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I'm not going to say it because I don't know if people want to be spoiled. I'll tell you in the chat if you want to know.
Yeah, you can tell me in the chat. That's fine. I'm not going to say it, but everything like that. And William Regal is going to be there tonight. Eddie's going to be watching Wheeler Yuta's match, which, of course, and we're going to get to WrestleMania in a second, but of course, that's the thing, right? Like, Wheeler Yuta is going to eventually join Regal's crew.
I find it very odd that people call him a jobber. It's like people who don't pay attention to what he did before AEW, or what Daniel Garcia did before AEW, or what Lee Moriarty did before AEW. Now, it's just weird because it's so obvious when you watch him in New Japan, in Beyond, or anywhere else he is, how uber talented he is.
Yes.
And you look at what JAS is doing. They have a terrible name. I'm just saying JAS. They're going to try and do what AEW did with...
You actually just... I was about to say that next, too, about that. The group is awesome. The name is atrocious.
Well, they're trying to do what they did with Sammy Guevara in a circle and move Daniel Garcia to become a star. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think they're going to become and start to do with the Blackpool Fight Club, and then have Wheeler Yuta in that same kind of role where he becomes a star. Both are extremely, extremely good in the ring, and I'm really excited to see where they go. Actually, question about you before we get to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
AEW trademarked Blood and Guts. Do you think that's where they're heading for Double or Nothing with Jericho Appreciation Society, and obviously a Eddie Kingston team? But Eddie Kingston team only has 3 guys right now. In my opinion, I think they're bringing Homicide Hernandez in.
So do I.
Okay,
I think that too. And by the way, when I thought MJF was going to be the guy for the world title at Double or Nothing,
it's not.
I don't think it's going to be him anymore. I think it's going to be Punk and Page.
It's going to be a great match.
I think they're gonna let this Wardlow MJF thing drag. It's
going to be Wardlow and MJF at Double or Nothing.
That's 100% what's going to happen. And by the way, I'm very curious with this Owen Hart thing.
It'll also be Bucks and FTR at Double or Nothing.
Bucks, FTR, Double. I'm telling you,
this card is going to be insane.
If Omega can get back, in my head, I really believe they're going to do Cole Omega at Double or Nothing.
Let's think about this for a second. You could have Takashita on the card.
Mm-hmm.
You could have potentially FTR Young Bucks. You could have Blood and Guts. You could have Page Punk. This card is going to be insane.
And if you could get Omega back and you could get him cleared, I really think they're going to do Cole Omega.
I think the show would be absolutely nuts if they.
You
have those 5 matches. That's going to be a crazy show.
And I said that to you when we were talking. The Revolution card was a sick card, and I said it's a sick card. It's an amazing card, but Double or Nothing is their biggest show.
Oh yeah,
and it's going to be their biggest crowd that they've had. So they're. I mean, they haven't been.
They have a real War Games. No offense to people watching who might be a fan of WWE, but that's not real War Games.
Oh wait, hold on. Before you finish, Regal has to say it that.
Yes, he does.
You got to say it once.
But he won't be involved in the match, most likely. Maybe on commentary he could respond about it, but I don't think he. Don't be shocked if he never does.
I think he's going to be managing Danielson and Moxley versus Jurassic Express for the tag belts. That's what I think is going to. That's the match.
Probably.
That's the match that's going to happen.
But that's not going to be in Blood and Guts.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you meant. Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about something else with Regal. No. Okay. But I really think if they could get Omega back in time, I think that's game changing. Then if they could get that back, and then the women's one is going to be interesting. Because getting Toni Storm was ginormous. Huge gift for them getting Toni Storm. She's probably going to win a tournament. So she's not going to be in the women's match that night.
I think it'll be Britt still.
You think it'll be Britt? God. Man.
She's their star. You got to do it.
I just don't know if they have a surprise up their sleeve.
I don't think so. I think the end of the day, it's going to be the person who's been working her ass off for a while. So I fully expect it to be Britt.
I mean, the card's going to be insane, and we got to get updates on when GCW is going on sale with their show.
I have a friend who's going to let me know, and he'll give me a special presale code.
Perfect.
To get everything.
Matt is still undecided.
No. We're not giving Matt the choice. Matt is coming, and I
just love the fact that the shows are starting at 5:00 where we are. I think it's awesome.
I'm gonna do my best to get it. To get front row, and I am going to. We're gonna have Matt there front row. Me, you, Matt, Alex.
I just want Matt to talk shit to Nick Gage.
No, we want Matt to come home alive.
Honestly, I want you to say something to him. You say something to that guy and see what happens.
Tell me what you think of him. Tell me what you think he looks like. Tell him.
Matt's gonna think he's in some kind of asylum when he goes and he watches this show. Excuse me, but we're gonna get to WrestleMania right now. So let's get into it. So obviously, let's start with the elephant in the room, right? With night one. Seth Rollins' his opponent.
And hold on, I think it got moved to night 2.
No, they still have it on night 1.
I saw that got moved to night 2.
I think Meltzer, I believe Dave Meltzer said they're keeping that night 1. They had Edge Styles night 2, moved it to night 1, then changed it back to night 2.
They did, okay. I thought it got moved.
Yeah, no.
And the rumor was it was gonna be okay.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I gotta tell you, I'm very intrigued with this Edge character. By the way,
I am too. But
Edge as a heel is perfect. Not as a face.
Going back to the Cody thing or the Rollins thing because you're gonna say Cody.
Hold on. I didn't say Cody.
I know you didn't. But based off of what Meltzer has been reporting for a while, he has been on top of this since day one. Since before Sean Ross Sapp reported it, Meltzer reported. So I'm going to trust him in this report. He is now saying that he is hearing that people close to Cody think he could back out, but he is a favorite to be in that match. It's rumored that Shane McMahon's going to be there this weekend. Now, it also should be noted that he is there every Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So he could just be there for that. Is there a chance that Cody is backing out and he told him and that's why Shane is there? Yeah.
I will say this.
But we don't know.
No, and I will say this really quick about Cody. A few nights before WrestleMania, and you say I'm backing out, I don't care what company you work for or what you do or whatever it is.
No, I'm stopping you. If Cody backs out of WrestleMania the day before, he is officially a god to me.
No, you can't do that.
He is a god. He is, I will forever call him the American Dream Cody Rhodes if he does that.
In all seriousness, I know you. Yes, I get it. But
if he does that, and then he comes out on Wednesday on Dynamite, I will forever be in his debt for trolling that entire fan base because it'll be so funny. However, I really want to watch WrestleMania. And have it not be Cody, not because I don't want him going there.
It's gonna be Veer.
Oh my god, I want Cody to not. I want it to not be Cody because I want to see the reaction on Twitter.
Could be Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's in Dallas.
I want it to be. I want to see the reaction on Twitter of the entire world melting away from it not being Cody. I want to see that so badly. That would be so entertaining.
But I will say this. I know what you're saying. Like, it would be a thing for you. From a business standpoint, and he's a businessman, Cody. He is.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Something like that. And like I said, we're not the biggest WWE people. We admit that. But even still, though, I'm going to stick up for them here.
Here's a question.
It's a very unprofessional thing to do.
You think he's facing Jay White April 16th?
Cody?
Jay White has a mystery opponent.
Yeah, well, not if Cody shows up tomorrow, he ain't facing him. Tomorrow. But to me, it would be a very.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Going to Jersey.
For the whole day?
Pretty much. Why?
You'll be back in time for WrestleMania?
Maybe.
I was gonna say we can watch it.
I can't watch WWE with you anymore because watching.
No. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that for WrestleMania.
This is.
He's not wrong with that one. I was like, shit all over it.
Who am I talking to? You know, Caleb says more words to me than you do. You know, like it's like, I mean, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you this right now. I swear to God, if you do this during Double or Nothing, I'm taking. You know what?
Screw it. No, I'm not doing
If you do this during GSW, I'm taking your phone. I'm giving it to Nick Gage as a weapon. I'm so done. Like that's it. Done. Like here, take this. I want to. That's it. Done. Done.
That's not happening. You know, I'm not during a live show. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, I think it would be. In my eyes, if you're gonna back out a few days before something like this, it is a very after you agree to it, it's a very unprofessional thing to do then. Because in my eyes, it's first off, that's not how a business is ran. You can't agree to something and then 2 or 3 days before in front of 70,000 people and say, I'm out. To me, it's a bad look.
No, you're right. From a business standpoint, you're correct.
And then it's like, if you're Tony Khan, you're saying, how can I trust him? Then what if he does this to me?
Oh no! It was all a plan all along.
Oh, like you mean like what Brian Pillman did, where he told Eric Bischoff he was going to come back, and then he wound up signing with WWF for big money.
I think someone in that documentary said that the plan was for him to sign with WWE. I don't know how true that is. Brian's not here to, unfortunately, refute that. But I believe someone in that said that they heard the plan was for him to go to WWE. And then after the contract is over, come back to WCW and get that more money.
Yes, that was the goal. Yes. Bischoff wanted him to get his value up to the point where the contract that Pillman wanted was going to resonate the offer. It was going to make the offer then a fair offer. Because what Pillman was asking for at the time, just they couldn't give him. Before we move on, final prediction: who is the opponent for Rollins tomorrow? Because I still say it's Cody.
Yeah, I think.
And they're letting him keep everything, from what I've read.
From what I read, they were telling Vince to let him keep it, but I don't know. But I don't know if that's actually going to happen.
I mean, it's his song. He has the right to the theme song. He owns the rights to the song.
He does, yes.
So he trademarked his own name.
But WWE is not going to want him to have that. Say that he signs like a 1-year deal, okay? And he ends up hating it. And he's in WWE. He's bumping up his entire character, making him even bigger. Then he's like, yeah, I hated it here. I'm going to go back to WWE now. I mean, back to AEW. And now he can take that entire gimmick and make it even and build it up even more in AEW. Yeah. That's why Vince does not like doing that and letting people have a real theme song. So then they can't do what Punk did. Take that character and then go to another company like that.
Also, really quick, so before we move on, it's yes or no question. Do you think CM Punk's attire at Revolution was his original attire? Yes or no?
From Ring of Honor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wrong.
What do you mean?
So the person that does all the costumes and stuff, created it from scratch.
Oh, you meant?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like that's what he wore in Ring of Honor.
No, no,
Yes,
no,
yes.
but no,
I didn't think it was his actual stuff he wore. No,
no. So
no.
she created it from scratch.
Yeah, I
Which is
figured that.
insane.
I didn't think he wore the same stuff from back then. I
I
thought
mean,
he
he
meant
could
like
always wash it and wear it.
he could, but he's probably not the same size anymore.
I mean, he looks actually looks thinner. I don't know.
So then they wouldn't fit.
And they're basketball shorts. You know, like they're
I have a
basketball.
responding question for you. Do you think that they should have did a better job of explaining exactly how it was?
Exactly how what was.
Especially, exactly what that theme was.
For the Ring of Honor theme?
Yeah.
I mean, I instantly knew right away. I would like to think that some people would have known because it was out of character for him to come out to that theme. He hadn't come out to that theme in X amount of years. And Ring of Honor was just purchased.
They did mention it.
They did, but I think a lot of people were probably confused.
I you know what? If you paid attention, like, hey, you looked it up and you figured it out. Like,
it was bought the week. I mean,
not that hard to figure it out.
I knew it was Ring of Honor because I knew his old Ring of Honor theme with AFI, but it was also Ring of Honor was just purchased Wednesday. He was one of the faces of Ring of Honor.
Was it?
It was kind of odd.
It was a couple weeks after Revolution.
Oh, was it? I mean, close enough to the point where it was like you had to have known. But all right, so the other thing that's being closed out for the show, so Ronda Charlotte is not closing the show. It is main eventing. It's going to be the Austin Kevin Owens thing, which I 110% agree with the idea. And the reason being is because, and I understand WWE's thinking with this, is they are nervous that if Austin, when he comes out in the middle of the show, people are going to leave. Now, I forget what it was for. It was for CM Punk. That was, but it was kind of flip-flop because I said Punk should start the show when he first came at the AEW because they're just going to chant CM Punk the entire night, and it was going to take away from the other matches. I think Owens Austin closing the show is good. And
what people did that night, though, after CM Punk came out, and then if that was over, the reason why they all left, so they went to the merch stand.
Yeah, so they went to the merch stand.
But then AEW had a special limited edition shirt that night.
Yeah.
And they were giving away ice cream bars.
Yes, on the way out at the end of the show.
Yes.
Which was, again, another smart tactic by what AEW did. I like the idea of them closing the show with Austin. I think and I like that they're doing it on a Saturday night rather than doing it because, I mean, Sunday's card is pretty stacked. You have Edge, AJ, Brock, Roman closing. Like, there's so much going on Sunday that it's like you got to give something for Saturday night. So I feel like if you give Cody that moment and you give Austin that moment, it kind of evens it out both nights where both Saturday and Sunday you're getting those big moments. You're not like, I'm not going to go to Saturday night because there's really nothing going on, but the Sunday show looks a lot better. You know, like that's how I view it in the sense that the only thing that I am, and the thing is, if Cody does come out, I'm curious if they start the show with the Seth match and they do that, and Cody and Seth is the first match. Because let me tell you something, if that happens, that's a brilliant idea because that gets the show buzzing every single time. Because that's a match I don't think you're going to want to have in the middle of the show because there's already a lot going on. It's like when we went to Mania a couple years ago, they had Brock, Seth start the show. Yes, Brock didn't want to stay there.
That's funny.
But it was also genius.
I find that very funny.
The crowd went nuts when Brock Seth started the show. Nuts when it happened. I forget who said the quote. The first match of WrestleMania is you either want to be in the main event
or you
want to be in the first match. I forget.
I think it was Jericho.
It was Jericho that said it. You want to be in the first match or you want to be in the main event. It's one of those two.
You want to go on first or you want to go on last?
It's exactly because you're going to get the crowd buzzing. And I feel like if you can have Seth Cody start the show Saturday night, like that's boom. You already got the weekend going at that point. That's it. Everybody's glued. Like,
do you
wow.
think them making it a making the main event between Roman and Brock a unification match has hurt the night one card?
No, only because I think everybody's intrigued by the Seth opponent, and everybody wants to see about Austin.
But besides, okay,
and even
besides,
Charlotte Ronda, you can make the case Charlotte Ronda are going to leave Mania that weekend with the best match. You could easily make that case, and I mean, my opinion, I think the best match of the weekend is going to either be AJ Edge or it's going to be Seth Cody. One of those two matches are going to be the best match of the weekend. I'm leaning towards AJ Edge, because those are two guys I completely trust in the ring, very much so. Know their craft, their characters are perfect. So it's, I think they did a good job evening it out. They did.
Yes.
They definitely did, because I could tell you firsthand, people were probably thinking, there's no way they're doing Seth on Saturday. They're going to do it Sunday. Genius, they did it Saturday. And again, and I keep harping on this, it's a long weekend. To have Cody Rhodes come back and be the first match of the weekend, that's how you start a pay-per-view. With a jolt like that, that's how you get the crowd engaged, because everybody's fired up now. You got 70,000 people going nuts now. I mean, this is huge. And then you have your other matches that you progress to, you get through it. Like even Becky Bianca could be a good match. I like Bianca Belair. I respect Bianca because she does everything herself. She does everything herself. And to me, I think she could be a big star in this company, in this business. I do. I really do. I've said that for a long time. And again, you can make that argument that Charlotte Ronda could be the match that everybody talks about over the weekend. Like, that really has a legitimate shot at really being that match where everybody was like, that was a banger this weekend. Like, that match really stole the show. We were all talking about Cody coming back, Austin's return, Roman Brock, and then Charlotte Ronda. Like, people forget, Charlotte Flair is one of the best, arguably the best women's wrestler on the planet. And Ronda Rousey is a kick-ass name in itself. You add those two elements together, it
won't be a technical sound match, but it could be.
No, I don't think so.
Cool match.
It'll be cool. I think you're having. Charlotte has become that person where I completely trust her in the ring with everything that she does. She's on that list. She has been on that list. And I get people, well, she's won the belt so many freaking times, yada, yada, yada. I completely get it. At the same time, name me a woman in this industry right now that is as good as her on the mic and in the ring, pound for pound. Who? That's why she's won it so many times, because there's nobody there. And guess what? When she's the champion, she brings a name to that belt, to that division. Like, that's it. Like, she's way better than Becky is. I mean, let's call it like it is. She is. She's way better than Becky is. It's not even close. So to me, I think Ronda fighting Charlotte was the perfect move. You got Mysterio, Logan Paul's in a match. Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible. Like, that one is all like celebrity people.
That's
all
so
bad.
Yeah, I mean, you got McIntyre and Baron Corbin, or whatever his name is now.
Actually, I'm starting to think you might be right with Cody Rollins starting first, and then they have something else in between, and then they have they have one of those matches where like the celebrity matches, have one of them go between something else, and it could work. It could work.
That's what they did last year. When they had Bad Bunny wrestle before the main event, and the truth of the matter was Bad Bunny was freaking awesome in that match.
Yes.
And I was
He did well. He impressed for being a celebrity.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, like what you could do is you could do this. Okay. You could do Seth Cody to start, have a couple fillers. You could have Charlotte Ronda in like the middle where everybody kind of deprieves. All right. Now the crowd's getting a little restless, want some action. You have Charlotte Ronda in the middle, and then have more fillers. Then at the end, you then have Austin and Owens, and have Austin close out the show Saturday. And then you could do this on Sunday, where you can have 110%. By the way, Edge AJ should start the show Sunday. That's a given. Like that's a no-brainer.
I think that'll be the middle of the show.
See, I don't like that. Because the thing is, everybody's going to be exhausted from Saturday. Like, get them up. Have your best match go on first.
You could, but then the rest of the card, if it's bad, it's going to be a big letdown.
Well, I mean,
that's the problem with WWE, is that majority of the card is going to be bad.
I mean, it's going to sound crazy. I'm very curious about this Theory McAfee match. I'm really curious. Because can I tell you something? Austin Theory is really good in the ring. Pat McAfee freaking went bell to bell in a singles match and a steel cage match with Adam Cole.
Like, but that was in NXT when you have more freedom. I think a little bit different.
Of course. But you still, first of all, I love Pat. Pat's awesome. I like that he calls it the cock, by the way. He's the only one that calls it the cock.
I wonder how they get away with that.
I don't want to do whatever the hell he wants. He doesn't care. I mean, but it's when I'm looking.
I want to know what Vince's reaction was the first time Pat McAfee said it's a cock.
He probably asked who Pat McAfee is. No, I'm just kidding. Can
I hire this guy?
I think the Saturday card is better, actually. I think it adds more intrigue.
Bad. I think there are matches that can be good, but I think overall both cards are absolute doo-doo.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not like you have Knoxville, Zayn, the women's tag.
Why is Balor and Damian Priest not on the card? Not in singles matches. Why?
No, they should just be against each other. Why not?
Yeah, that too. Either one.
I like Damian Priest. I actually like him more as a heel. And to me, I don't know how Balor did.
He's Chuck Palumbo. That's all he is.
Oh God.
He's a Chuck Palumbo lookalike.
But and then of course you're gonna have Brock Roman close the show, but Edge AJ needs to 110%. I'm looking at this card for Sunday. Edge AJ has to start the show because there's no match on this card that has guys and girls on here that could legitimately go bell to bell against each other and draw a crowd than those two can in their match to start the show.
I agree.
There's not. I mean, it literally is. McAfee Theory will be in the middle. Omos and Lashley.
No. So what's this? Give me the entire day 2 card.
Okay, so you have Queen Zelina and Carmella versus Sasha, Naomi versus Rhea and Liv versus Natalya and Baszler. Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. RK Bro versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. Edge versus AJ Styles. Bobby Lashley versus Omos. And Brock versus Roman. And then night 1,
that's really bad.
And then you hear night 1. Night 1 is Becky versus Bianca.
You could be right. They're gonna have to have AJ and
they have to.
First. So what would you say is the third best match on that card is?
McAfee Theory intrigues me. I will say...
No. When you look at the actual matches and names on the card, what match do you think could be not like what you think could be good? What do you think is the third best match, like listing wise, and name power?
Probably the men's triple threat tag team match.
What it could be is AJ, Edge, Battle Royal. Unless that's already announced to be on the pre-show.
Oh, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
Yeah.
No, they're doing it tomorrow. They're doing it tonight.
Tonight, okay.
SmackDown Mania or whatever the hell they're called.
Ignore that. So it'll be
I mean, actually, Omos is interesting. I gotta tell you, Omos has impressed me.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the AJ Edge match, a filler match. Then you're gonna have tag team match, filler match, filler. I don't know. And then night 2 looks bad.
I mean, night one is the best one. I mean, night 1 is Becky versus Bianca.
Yeah, night 1's gonna be the better night.
The Mysterios versus The Miz and Logan Paul. McIntyre versus Corbin. The Usos versus Nakamura and Rick Boggs or Rick Boogs or whatever his name is. The New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland.
Okay.
Seth Rollins.
Wait, hold. New Day?
Yeah, the New Day.
All 3?
No, remember Biggie broke his neck.
That's why I'm questioning it.
No, it's just Woods and Kingston.
Okay, I was gonna say, what the hell?
Rollins versus Cody or whoever it is, we don't know. And then Charlotte versus Ronda, and then you have Austin closing it. Saturday night.
Night 1 is pretty good. Yeah, they probably could have evened it out a little bit better, to be honest.
It's a million times better. You got to remember they had Edge and AJ night 2, switched it to night 1, then switched it back to night 2.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's. I don't like that they put both of the women's matches on night 1.
I was just thinking that.
I thought Becky Bianca could have been a good opening match for Sunday. You could have had that as the opening match for Sunday.
Yeah,
Bianca Becky.
I agree.
You could have done like they did a couple years ago. Remember, we were looking forward to Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley, which wound up being a good match, and they had it open night 2, which was the right call when it was the empty arena. You gotta have AJ Edge open night 2. You gotta have Seth and whoever he's facing night 1.
I agree. Do you think they could switch it and have Brock Roman start?
No.
It depends. If Brock wants to leave, you don't know. You don't know, man.
No, so we could go until 7 because Weapons Hot is. So Weapons, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, Weapons Hot, wishing them the best right now. By the way, they have taken a leave of absence, so they will be back eventually. But those are my guys, CJ and Kevin Jackson, Jimmy Jardine, and all those guys. So we're hoping everything is okay with them and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, but we'll get to the Fisher in just 1 second. But it was all I'm asking is, do Seth versus whoever he's facing start tomorrow? Austin close night 1, Edge AJ night 2 start, Brock Roman night 2.
You could start with Becky. The Becky match to start.
No, you gotta have Seth. Because if it's Cody, it's gotta be Seth and Cody. You gotta have that's buzzing. Cody Rhodes back in WWE, starting WrestleMania. That's you can't ask for a better opening.
I just think the entire storyline. I just think the entire storyline is really weird. How the entire storyline is building to Seth Rollins having his WrestleMania moment, which is why, and then he loses. That's why part of me thinks he's gonna win.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But so really quick prediction: Charlotte Ronda, who wins?
Charlotte.
Roman Brock.
Roman.
Edge AJ.
Edge.
Seth versus whoever he's facing.
Seth.
And then last one, Bianca Becky.
Bianca.
So Roman, I think, is going to win. Bianca, I want to say Bianca will win. I think Charlotte's going to win. If it's Cody, I mean, I know what you're saying. I get it completely.
It just doesn't make sense.
I know
the entire storyline. It makes zero sense.
I just can't see Cody coming back and losing.
It could be Shane McMahon.
I mean, it just doesn't.
Could be Veer.
I will say this: the Seth Rollins character is hysterical. I'd love to hang out with him like this.
His Twitter feed has been amazing.
He's awesome as a heel.
The fact that he actually tweeted Marco's stunt,
yes,
was great, and I give him all the props.
It's so funny. He's put a GIF for every person so far except for one.
Cody.
It's the only one he hasn't put one for. It's the funniest freaking thing. All right, let's get to our finishing move. Lau, go for it, man.
I want to say, I'm really looking forward to Ring of Honor tonight to see what it does and see how it does. I'm interested in some surprises. I want to see where Tony's going to take it.
What does Tony mean, you think, really quick, by what he said? Don't leave the show early, you'll regret it. Because there's other shows going on in the area.
Yeah, he probably assumes people are going to be leaving right after the match is over, the main event, to go somewhere. He's probably saying, don't do that, because he's planning on something happening after that.
Okay.
So he's probably saying, wait till the very end of the show.
Yeah.
Because you'll regret it.
And also, really quick, I wanted to rep my Big Van Vader shirt tonight.
Nice job
on making it well overdue. I think it's just this. I think it's just the style. I think tomorrow will be the first time in forever I'm going to watch the Hall of Fame just to watch Scott Steiner talk.
Do you think that he does a Steiner math segment? He has to. He has to.
Like, so who is it this year? Really quick, I think it's just.
Hold on, do you think that's like the biggest moment that he is known for? Is Steiner math?
Oh man!
Because the fact that his biggest moment he is known for is TNA and might be going into the Hall of Fame, I find very funny.
So who is it really quick this year? It's Vader, Steiners, and Taker, and that's it, right?
No.
Who else is going in this year?
There is more. I will have to look it up.
Okay. Because I'm thinking they were going to keep it small this year. And then next year they're in California, I believe, right?
Yeah.
They're going to Hollywood next year. It's an intriguing one to go to.
Inductees, okay. Undertaker?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd that go to? Okay. Undertaker. Vader. Sharmell. Steiner Brothers. Shad Gaspard.
Oh, yeah, Shad's getting the Warrior Award, which is cool.
Yep. They are keeping it short, but that's probably
because of Taker.
No, they're probably doing it short because it's going to be right after SmackDown.
Oh, crap, I forgot. Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah. Man, they're just really squeezing it in.
2 nights is definitely screwing them over. They have to go back to just having a very good card for one WrestleMania.
It's just so hard to do a 7-hour show.
No, I'm not saying do 7 hours. Do like a normal size show and just have it be like how it used to be.
I know, but you can't.
A 4-hour show. Huh?
You're making money. You can't if you're Vince. You're making money off of this.
You are, but that's still better for everything.
Of course. I mean, like, they're not going to do it. Like, they're going to go to Hollywood. SoFi seems going to be nuts. It's an intriguing one to go to next year.
Are we going? I want to go.
I just don't know if I could do a WrestleMania anymore. I don't know if I could I don't know if I have the patience to sit through it. Like, it's just my tolerance. It's just like.
I'll go with Scott.
It's 2 nights. But we'll see. Pretty much. So my finishing move in general is just WrestleMania weekend alone. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. Okay. What the hell do you care? They're who's goaltending tonight anyway? Varlamov?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say if it was Schneider, you could.
I was terrified of that whole day.
Let me tell you something right now. You should have Schneider versus Georgiev. You can watch Pee Wee hockey and goaltending with those two. In all reality, WrestleMania weekend, say what we will as a wrestling fan, AEW, WWE, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and doesn't matter. Impact, whatever. It is the biggest weekend for professional wrestling because it is the most mainstream. It's on ESPN. They're on WFAN.
But remember, Double or Nothing is still the biggest pay-per-view of the year now.
It is.
But you want to know why? Because WrestleMania is not a pay-per-view anymore.
It's a spectacle.
It's a premier live event.
Yes.
So now that they're premier live events, Double or Nothing is now the biggest pay-per-view in professional wrestling.
And by the way, really quick, the Ranger Honor Gives not gonna start till like 7:10. Like Sam and Joe are gonna preview.
I want to eat food, okay?
Sam and Joe are gonna preview the Rangers PowerPoint, and then Butch Goring is gonna talk about what he Butch Goring is gonna talk about what he drank this afternoon. Probably.
I want to eat food.
Sorry,
I'm hungry.
some Blanco tequila he had drank before he came to the stadium.
He
So,
drank way more than that.
100%. But anyway, like I said, WrestleMania alone, big spectacle. Enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, really quick before we leave, download the app, WWSRN on the iPhone, Android, Google Play Store, Worldwide Sports, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, WorldwideSportsRadioNetwork.com, and also we're also on bodyslam.net. Check out the YouTube page, check out the website, check out all of the great stuff that is going on, and the other shows that are on WWSRN and on Body Slam. Great product that's going on, and it's great out there, and we love it and we enjoy it. And Lon and I will be back on next week. We're going to recap WrestleMania. We're going to get into some AEW conversation after WrestleMania is over. It's the road now to Double or Nothing because that's the next big show. And then after that, we got nothing at that point pretty much till SummerSlam, I think, in August. There's no big show. So this is kind of like the tail end for a while after this. So take it in, enjoy it.
Until Double or Nothing.
I say after Double or Nothing.
How long would that be? May, June, July, August, so 2-3 months. Okay, yeah. And then right after that, we'll have All Out.
You have All Out, and then you get the Survivor Series, and then then it gets back up and running again. But it's a nice little break, I guess. But like I said, thank you so much to the fans out there for tuning in every single Friday night from 5:30 to 7. We'll be back on. We will be on. Alex will not be on next week, so I will be back on. So we will be starting at 6:00 next week, just like we did this week, and we will recap WrestleMania. We'll talk AEW. We'll talk everything that happened over the weekend. Is Cody debuting? What's going on with AEW? Ring of Honor? What happens on the Monday night after WrestleMania? We're gonna get to all that for you next week. So
hold on, quick question before you get to that.
Mm-hmm.
The rumor is that Cody is gonna be going to Monday Night Raw. And it's going to be in a private jet so nobody knows that he's there. Why would they be scheduling a private jet for him if he was going to be Seth's opponent? Everybody knows already. He wouldn't need a private jet anymore.
So what you're saying is they're going to not have him be the opponent and have him hold off till Monday night.
That just clicked in my head. Yeah.
If that happens, they make me set to 11 o'clock at night for that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our show. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy WrestleMania weekend. Enjoy SmackDown, the Hall of Fame tonight. Enjoy Ring of Honor tonight. Hopefully you've been enjoying Joey Janela's spring break stuff. Enjoy everything going on. I believe there's a Rampage tonight too. So enjoy that tonight. Islanders Rangers tonight. If you're tuning in, I feel like if I walk out this room, Chris Bassett's going to have Tommy John surgery and he'll be out for the year. So that's going to happen. So yeah, good stuff. So for Speedy Petey, for Alex Lowe's, for Lyle Gillen, I'm Josh Silverberg. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Enjoy WrestleMania weekend. We will talk to you next Friday. Thank you so much. Have a good one, everybody. Kenny Omega, end it with this.
I must bid you adieu, so say with me now if you know it. Goodbye, and good night.
Thank you for listening to Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, your source for all things wrestling and sports entertainment. It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No?